Today is the first full day of summer, and it is starting off in full force with a potential heat wave on the horizon.
And these high temperatures aren't just dangerous for us, but our furry friends too. So to discuss how we can keep our pets safe this summer, Best Friends Animal Society's Daryl Moore. Daryl brought June and June's handler Anne. And before we get to June and this adorable cutie that is having some fun rubbing up against the couch right now, we've been talking about the heat. So how do we know if dogs love prancing around, and oftentimes when you're walking them they pant just like June is right now?
Yeah.
How do you know when sidewalk's too hot and that's the reason for some sort of behavior, or that panting is more than just the average excited dog?
Yeah. So the general rule of thumb, especially for like the sidewalks or any type of pavement, is that usually if you put your hand like on the pavement and it's too hot to keep it on there for about 7 seconds, it's going to be way too hot for your pets. So that's usually the first way that you can kind of tell that it might just be too hot for long walks. Other thing you kind of want to look out for is like body language. So if you do have like your dogs outside and you're like going for walks, it is kind of important to like make sure they're not panting too heavily. You want to like look for their their perspiration rates. If they're panting too heavy, if it looks like they're kind of sweaty, it would be a really good idea to kind of like air more so towards shaded areas, so like trees or like the grass, so that way their paws can be protected. You also want to make sure you bring a collapsible water bowl, so that way they always have fresh water.
Yeah, it can be sometimes hard to get them to drink out of those, but on a really hot day I would imagine a dog would be partial to that. But you're talking about panting, right? When you're looking for those signs, besides the panting, are there other indications that, maybe your pet's just having a really tough time with the heat?
Yeah. So a lot of times you can also check like their eyes. Like sometimes like dogs might have kind of like really bloodshot red eyes. That could be a stress indicator. Or a lot of times they may, in most extreme circumstances, sometimes they'll kind of collapse. They may not want to walk. So it's really important to kind of like keep an eye on them and pay very close attention to like how they're behaving during these walks.
And for folks in the city where sidewalks and pavement are your only option for walks, and you put your hand down, it's too hot, but your dog needs to go out, not even for a long walk, what are the best options?
I would say very quick potty breaks. So like if you have like a grassy area, that's probably the best place to take your dogs at for a quick little potty break, because at least this way the grass will kind of like protect their paws. Any shaded areas like under trees, even if you have like little awnings that kind of protects them directly from the sunlight and directly from the heat.
Because it's really dangerous with that concrete.
4th of July being right around the corner, that's a time that we dog owners think about our dogs a lot. Going into the fireworks, what can you do beforehand and during to keep a dog like June safe, comfortable, relaxed?
Yeah, definitely. So there's lots of different things that you can do. So definitely trying to create that quiet space for them. So if you have like a room, kind of like shut off the lights, close the windows, close the blinds. You could even play like calming music. You could also play maybe a comforting television show, something that can kind of like drown out the outside noise of the fireworks. In the most extreme circumstances, you can also consult with your veterinarian just to see if they may recommend like a comfort vest or any types of medications.
All right, and June here is available for adoption. Tell us about her. What kind of home would be best for her?
Yeah. So she definitely would prefer to be the only pup, but she's very gentle. I think the best thing about her is that she greets everyone with such an endearing smile. She's also extremely treat motivated as well.
She likes the food.
She does. She's been in our care a little over 2 weeks, so her background's a little bit of a mystery. I think she'd do well with adults. Of course, if you have homes with children, we would recommend children meeting her. Same thing with small animals. Not too sure how she is with small animals, but I think she has plenty of potential.
Well, I can tell you that June is smart, because as soon as we started talking about her, she looked right at the camera and gave her best like blue steel. Look at that. Look at that. That's unbelievable.
Look at her. Maybe she sees herself. I don't know if she can see herself. Yes,
well,
we are talking about you.
Yeah, we're talking about you. We're going to find you a home. Well, Daryl and June, thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. An important conversation for any dog and pet owners out there. To learn more about Best Friends Animal Society, you can head over to bestfriends.org.